There comes a moment in every life when quitting seems easier than pressing forward. When the pain of the journey outweighs the excitement of the dream, when the applause fades and you're left alone with the sound of your own doubts. That's the moment that defines who you are. Because the difference between the ones who finish and the ones who fall is not talent, not opportunity, it's the refusal to quit. You see, greatness is not born in comfort, it's carved out in struggle. Every champion you admire was once a person who wanted to give up but chose not to. The strength you need is already inside you. Life's challenges are simply the training ground that reveal it. Quitting is a decision, not a destiny. You decide whether your story ends in defeat or becomes a testimony of endurance. Quitting is not something that happens to you, it's something that happens within you. It's not an external force that drags you down, it's an internal choice that whispers, enough. Every person faces that voice at some point, the one that tells you to stop trying, to step back, to settle where you are. But the truth is, destiny bends only to those who refuse to surrender their will. Life will test you, it will stretch you beyond your comfort, it will expose your limits, but it is in that moment of breaking that you must remember, quitting is a decision. You may not control the storm, but you control your response. You may not choose what comes against you, but you choose whether to rise or fall beneath it. Many believe that failure forces them to quit, but failure itself has no power unless you give it permission. It is the interpretation of failure that decides the outcome. Some see failure as an end, while others see it as information. One mindset stops growing, the other begins to learn. When you understand that quitting is not a reaction but a choice, you start to reclaim your authority over your own journey. You begin to see that you don't have to wait for motivation or perfect conditions to move forward. You just have to decide that no matter what comes, you will keep walking. The strength to endure isn't born in moments of ease, it is formed in moments of pressure where your spirit learns resilience. There are those who begin with passion but end with excuses. They forget that the path to purpose will always demand endurance. Every dream worth having will confront you with moments of exhaustion and silence, moments when no one claps, no one sees, and no one understands. That's where most people quit, not because they lack ability, but because they lack perspective. They think the silence means failure, but in reality, it means preparation. It's in that quiet space where character is built, where resolve is tested, and where your why becomes greater than your pain. When you recognize that quitting is a decision, you stop blaming circumstances for your stagnation. You stop waiting for encouragement from others and start finding strength within. You begin to live with an unshakable conviction that as long as you can breathe, you can build, you can fight, you can rise again. Every challenge becomes a choice. Will I let this define me, or will I define it? The people who achieve greatness are not those who never fall, they are those who never accept defeat as final. You can lose everything, face rejection, and feel unseen, yet still hold power, because the decision to continue is yours alone. Life bends to the will of the unbroken. The moment you choose not to quit, you shift from being a victim of circumstances to a master of endurance. That's where transformation begins, when you realize that no matter the weight, no matter the wall, the final word always belongs to your decision. Greatness is not birthed in the comfort of ease, it is forged in the fires of adversity. The comfort zone is where potential goes to sleep, but struggle is where destiny wakes up. Every person who has ever achieved anything remarkable has faced resistance, rejection, and pain. Yet, it is that very pressure that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Comfort creates complacency, and complacency suffocates growth. You cannot discover your true capacity while surrounded by convenience. It is only when life becomes uncomfortable that your inner strength is revealed. The struggle exposes the parts of you that routine can never touch. It challenges your excuses, confronts your fears, and pushes you into a place where you must choose whether to remain average or rise above. When you face hardship, it's not a sign that you're on the wrong path. Often, it's confirmation that you're walking towards something meaningful. Resistance is the proof of pursuit. The moment you decide to grow, life will test that decision. Obstacles appear not to break you, but to build you. The pressure you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. Gold is refined by fire because only heat can bring out its purity. In the same way, struggle is the process that brings out the strength, wisdom, and courage hidden within you. Comfort will never demand more of you, but struggle always will, and that demand is what transforms potential into power. The world often praises the final victory but overlooks the journey that made it possible. Behind every success story lies a season of obscurity, where no one was watching, where giving up felt reasonable, but perseverance won the argument. It is in those unseen moments of pain, in those long nights of effort without applause, that greatness is truly born. The person who keeps pushing when no one is watching becomes the one who leads when everyone is listening. Comfort seeks pleasure now, but greatness seeks purpose forever. One lives for ease, the other lives for impact. When you choose struggle over comfort, you choose growth over stagnation. You start to see that adversity is not an enemy, but an ally. It reveals your depth, your discipline, and your drive. It forces you to tap into levels of strength you didn't know existed. The storms that come against you are not there to stop you, but to shape you into someone capable of carrying the weight of your calling. Every challenge that seems designed to destroy you is actually crafted to develop you. You can never build endurance in peace, you build it in pressure. You can never build wisdom in calm, you build it in chaos. The greatness within you requires discomfort to emerge. It is not found in avoiding difficulty, but in embracing it. The struggle refines your focus, sharpens your faith, and teaches you the language of persistence. Greatness is not given, it is earned through the grit of perseverance, the discipline of consistency, and the courage to keep moving when everything in you wants to stop. Purpose is the fuel that sustains perseverance when strength fades and motivation runs dry. It is the quiet fire that burns within when everything around you tells you to give up. Strength may be limited, emotions may fluctuate, and circumstances may shift, but purpose remains constant. It is the anchor that holds you steady when the waves of life threaten to pull you under. When you know why you started, you can endure almost anything. Purpose gives pain meaning, and meaning makes endurance possible. Without purpose, even small challenges feel unbearable, but with it, even mountains can be moved. It turns exhaustion into determination and struggle into strength. There are moments when the weight of life presses heavily upon your shoulders, when your energy is depleted and your heart feels weary. In those times, it's not physical power that keeps you moving, it's inner conviction. Purpose whispers when motivation is silent. It reminds you that there is something greater than comfort, something beyond what you can see. It calls you back to your vision, back to the reason you began. Those who live with purpose don't quit when they are tired, they rest in faith and rise again with renewed fire. The body may grow weak, but the soul, fueled by purpose, keeps marching forward. Purpose is what separates persistence from mere effort. Effort is temporary, driven by external reward, but persistence is eternal, sustained by internal conviction. When your actions are rooted in purpose, quitting loses its appeal because you understand that giving up means betraying not only your dream but your very reason for being. Purpose transforms pain into process. Every hardship becomes a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. Every delay becomes development. Every failure becomes instruction. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "Use me." Purpose shifts your mindset from survival to significance. Many people chase motivation, but motivation is fleeting. It rises and falls with emotions, but purpose stays consistent through every season. Motivation gets you started, purpose keeps you going. It's the difference between running from pain and running toward destiny. The person driven by purpose understands that storms are part of the journey, that the dark seasons are not punishments but passages. When strength runs out, purpose steps in as the invisible hand that lifts you, directs you, and reminds you that every step forward matters. The pursuit of purpose demands endurance, and endurance demands faith. You may not always see progress, but purpose assures you that progress is still happening. You may not feel strong, but purpose makes you resilient. It doesn't allow you to be defined by your failures or distracted by your fears. It focuses your energy on what truly matters. It turns pain into power and obstacles into opportunities. When everything in you says stop, purpose says continue. When your strength runs out, your vision must take over. Because when you are fueled by purpose, you are unstoppable even in weakness. Failure is one of the greatest teachers in life because it exposes what success often hides. Every time you fall short, life is giving you feedback, not finality. Yet most people misinterpret failure as a verdict instead of a lesson. They allow disappointment to turn into discouragement, and discouragement into defeat. But those who understand growth know that every failure carries a message, a correction, and an opportunity for transformation. Success can make you comfortable, but failure makes you conscious. It wakes you up to what needs to change, what must be improved, and what must be left behind. When you view failure through the lens of learning, it becomes your greatest ally rather than your greatest fear. The most powerful minds and leaders in history have all walked through failure. They stumbled, they fell, they faced ridicule, but they refused to stay down. What separated them was not perfection but perspective. They learned to extract wisdom from pain and strength from struggle. Each mistake taught them something that victory could never reveal. Failure shows you where your foundation is weak so that you can rebuild it stronger. It humbles the proud, strengthens the determined, and educates the willing. It is a mirror that reflects both your limits and your potential. Those who fear failure never grow because they avoid the very process that develops mastery. When you fail, you are being refined. Every setback removes what is unnecessary and reinforces what is essential. You begin to see that the goal is not just achievement, but alignment, aligning your actions, your discipline, and your mindset with your destiny. Failure is the fire that forges clarity. It strips away illusions and excuses, forcing you to confront reality. In that confrontation lies transformation. The pain of failure births the hunger for excellence. It forces you to dig deeper, to plan better, to prepare more, and to act with wisdom rather than impulse. Failure also teaches you resilience. Each time you rise after falling, you strengthen your ability to withstand pressure. Endurance is not built by victory, it is built by recovery. Every comeback increases your confidence because you realize that you can survive what once scared you. Failure trains your faith. It teaches you patience when progress seems slow, humility when success comes, and courage when fear returns. It breaks the illusion of instant success and replaces it with appreciation for process. When you stop seeing failure as final, you start living with freedom. You stop playing safe and start taking bold steps toward your potential. You no longer measure your worth by results but by persistence. Failure teaches that every delay has purpose, every disappointment has instruction, and every detour has direction. It reminds you that growth is never clean or easy, it's messy, painful, and demanding. But it's through those imperfect steps that you evolve into someone capable of carrying greatness. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's the preparation for it. Endurance is the silent power that transforms pain into strength and struggle into victory. It is the quality that keeps you moving when motivation disappears, when the applause fades, and when progress feels invisible. Endurance is not about speed, it's about consistency. It's the ability to keep walking even when the road feels endless, to keep believing even when the evidence says otherwise. Pain is not meant to stop you, it's meant to strengthen you. Every trial you face carries within it the potential to build endurance, and endurance, once formed, becomes the foundation of unshakable strength. You can never know the depth of your resilience until you've been pushed beyond what's comfortable. Endurance begins where convenience ends, and that's where transformation truly starts. When life applies pressure, most people look for an escape. They want relief, not refinement. But endurance is built in the moments when quitting seems easier. It's developed in the times when you have every reason to stop, but something within refuses to surrender. Every struggle stretches you, every delay disciplines you, every disappointment deepens you. The very pain you wish would go away is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Pain has a purpose, it reveals your power. When you endure through hardship, you are training your spirit to rise above temporary suffering for the sake of lasting purpose. Endurance teaches patience. It teaches you how to wait with faith instead of frustration. It molds your character and expands your perspective. When you endure, you stop chasing instant results and start valuing lasting growth. The process becomes more important than the prize. You begin to realize that success is not measured by how fast you reach the destination but by how faithfully you walk through the journey. Every time you endure, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. Each challenge conquered adds another layer of confidence, another level of resilience. You are not being punished by struggle, you are being prepared by it. Endurance is also the bridge between failure and success. Many people stop too soon, one step away from the breakthrough, one moment away from the miracle. Endurance is what keeps you pressing forward when nothing seems to change. It whispers that persistence always pays off, even if the results are delayed. The seeds you plant today may take time to grow, but endurance ensures they are not wasted. It allows you to trust the timing of your growth and the process of your development. Pain will visit everyone, but endurance decides who will rise from it. It converts suffering into strength and obstacles into opportunity. Every hardship endured builds emotional and spiritual muscle that no comfort could ever provide. Endurance turns the impossible into inevitable because it refuses to stop until the goal is achieved. It transforms the mind to see pain not as a barrier, but as the passageway to power. Those who master endurance become unbreakable because they have learned that pain is temporary, but strength built through perseverance lasts forever. The spirit of a finisher is one that refuses defeat even when surrounded by failure. It's not about never falling, it's about never accepting the fall as final. A finisher understands that the journey will test every part of their being, their strength, their faith, their will, but they remain anchored in purpose. The spirit of a finisher is unshaken by setbacks because it knows that obstacles are only part of the process. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour is simply preparation for completion. A true finisher doesn't measure progress by how far they've come, but by their determination to reach the end regardless of how hard the road becomes. The spirit within them speaks louder than the noise around them, and that voice keeps saying, "Keep going." A finisher's mindset is different from that of the average person. Where others see reasons to stop, a finisher sees reasons to endure. Where others look for comfort, a finisher looks for growth. Finishing requires vision, seeing the destination even when it's hidden behind pain. It requires faith, believing that every step, no matter how small, still counts. The spirit of a finisher is not built overnight, it's cultivated through struggle, discipline, and persistence. It's the result of countless moments when quitting seemed reasonable but was rejected. Finishing is not just an act, it's a lifestyle, a daily decision to complete what was started, no matter what it costs. The world celebrates those who start strong, but history remembers those who finish strong. The power of a finisher lies in their consistency. They don't rely on emotion to sustain them, they rely on conviction. Feelings may fade, excitement may disappear, but conviction endures. It's that inner drive that pushes you through exhaustion, that quiet confidence that keeps you standing when everything around you is falling apart. The spirit of a finisher doesn't complain about the wait, it carries it until the mission is complete. That kind of endurance is what transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. To finish means to commit beyond comfort, to keep building when no one sees the work, to keep believing when no one offers support. It means understanding that success is not given to the most talented but to the most persistent. The spirit of a finisher understands that pain is temporary but fulfillment is eternal. It knows that every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every moment of struggle adds meaning to the victory that will eventually come. The finisher doesn't need applause because purpose is their reward. They are not driven by recognition but by completion. The spirit of a finisher cannot be defeated because it refuses to surrender authority to circumstance. It operates from a place of inner conviction, not external validation. Challenges do not intimidate it, they ignite it. When life pushes hard, the finisher pushes harder. When others stop, the finisher keeps moving. They understand that true victory belongs not to those who begin with enthusiasm but to those who end with faithfulness.